Hello viewers, this is your SSK and today we have an interesting story from Chandamama. The name of the story is The Spider's Web. Grandfather peering over the top of his book wondered why the children were so quiet. Oh, there they are, standing open-mouthed watching a busy spider cleverly weaving his web on the cross beams of the veranda. Turning to her grandfather, little Nodria cried out, "Grandfather, why does they have to be spiders? They are such horrid crawly things." Grandfather put his book down with a sigh. There is a old Sanskrit verse which says that in the world of creation there is not one thing which is useless. Surely that doesn't include such things as spiders and beetles, queried Nadria. Of course it does, said grandfather. I will tell you a little story of how a spider helped a king. Many years ago, the kingdom of Madhya was ruled by King Yashpal, who was considered a very learned philosopher. Now King Yashpal loathed all insects which he considered to be just a nuisance in life. In fact, his dislike for insects was so intense, he gave orders to exterminate all insects in the kingdom. Now there came a day when the kingdom was invaded and when King Yashpal's army was badly defeated. The king with a few trusted followers had to flee to their lives. To try and elude their pursuers, the king and his men hid in a forest. But sleep was out of the questions, for swarms of mosquitoes keep them awake. And it was lucky they did, otherwise the king would never have heard these adversaries creeping upon them through the undergrowth. The king and his men stumbled to their feet and, making as little noise as possible, went deeper into the forest. After some time, they came to the foothills, but the barren slopes offered scant hiding places. Suddenly one of the men discovered a small cave partly obscured by boulders. Here at least was shelter, and there was always the chance that their pursuers would not discover the cave. When day broke, they heard the soldiers grumbling and shouting as they climbed the hillside. Hardly daring to breathe, the king and his companions stood silent and tense as the soldiers drew nearer to their hiding place. Soon the king would see shadowy figures all the entrance of the caves, and then a loud voice exclaimed, "They cannot be in here, for there is an unbroken spider's web across the entrance. They must be gone on, so come along, otherwise we shall never catch them." When the soldier had departed, the king gave a great sign of relief. While they had been inside the cave, a busy spider had spun its web across the entrance, and in doing so saved the life of a king. Grandfather made himself more comfortable in his chair and reached for his book. "So you see, children," he said with a smile, "even a small spider can change the pages of history."